Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about SSL inspection in Fortigate firewalls. How can we perform a SSL inspection using a Fortigate firewall? So to understand how we do SSL inspection, first we need to know what is the requirement of SSL inspection in our today's world. See now every traffic in today's world is first understand how the traffic flows in today's world. Suppose you have one client sitting here. Let me show for what is our today's topic first. SSL inspection. So to understand what is the requirement of SSL inspection, we need to know why we are doing SSL inspection. See, suppose you have a client sitting in your office, then you have a firewall which is WAN facing firewall. Okay, and you will have some switches in your network connecting. Assume it is a core switch or access switch, whatever. It is connected to your firewall, and firewall is connected to your WAN ISP. WAN is connected to some Google server, some YouTube server. Sometimes it is connected to OneDrive. It is connected to YouTube, connected to Google. So how the traffic flows without SSL inspection? Generally, the 90% of traffic in today's world is encrypted. It is encrypted with SSL. Nowadays, it is TLS. SSL was vulnerable, so TLS introduced TLS 1.3 now. Okay. So how the TLS works? Whatever. Suppose this client wants to communicate with Google. Okay. Google has some certificate binded with his website. We call it as CS certificate binded with the Google website. So when the traffic initiated, this user initiates the traffic. Google will send the reply back with his certificate, and whatever traffic is passing between those two is fully encrypted with this traffic is encrypted with cryptographic algorithms, which is a CS certificate. I can show you that CS certificate. Okay, so what happens when this traffic is encrypted? This firewall will not know what actually is happening between this client and Google. You just understand that this firewall is requesting access to Google and particular DNS server and particular IP. That's it. But he will not get to know what is inside this TLS header. If something is malicious or a client is trying to upload some files to Google, this firewall will not be able to understand because it is encrypted. Firewall cannot whatever traffic encrypted here, only Google server can decrypt it. No other server can decrypt it. Let me show you one thing. Just 1 minute. Suppose you are trying to access google.com. If you see here, there will be one particular server certificate will be there. If you see issued by Google, this is trusted certificate, open certificate issued by Google. So this but our client will receive a certificate from Google server, and only Google can decrypt it. So that's how firewall will not be able to understand what is happening between this. Okay, so what all we'll get to know, we'll understand what all things happens if we don't have control over this encrypted traffic. Assume now you don't have SSL inspection happening. And you want to control your web traffic or internet based traffic on some scenarios. You want the user to access a YouTube, but you don't want the user to upload anything or download from YouTube. Suppose you want the user can access a LinkedIn, but user should not upload anything or post anything on LinkedIn. You can do it with SSL inspection, but without SSL inspection, firewall cannot go deep into a packet and he cannot check each and every packet. This is one scenario. One more scenario I'll show you. Suppose you are a admin, you are a security admin who is managing a firewalls, and requirement comes from management that user should not upload or download, not upload anything to Google Drive, or user should not download anything from Google Drive. You can do it with the help of SSL inspection. And sometimes you get, as a security engineer, you want to check all the packets for a malware. So you can check a malware without SSL inspection, but it will not deeply check. It will check based on some signatures, but some malware can be encrypted with the TLS headers, and it can be installed in end user computer. So if you have SSL inspection on your firewall, you can do malware check thoroughly. Okay, so let's understand how SSL inspection works. So you understood what is the requirement of SSL inspection and what we can achieve with SSL inspection. Now this was our scenario. Let me take one more thing now. 1 minute. I'll close this everything now. So if we have SSL inspection in our firewall, what it will do, I hope you are all aware about man in the middle. This is our client, this is our firewall, and this is assume Google server. I am just taking Google as an example. It can be any server over the internet or anywhere. Okay, so whenever the client wants to communicate with Google, there will be two sessions now. One session encrypt and decrypt will happen between a client and firewall. Traffic will be sent to firewall. Firewall will decrypt this, read every packet, decrypt this, and then read everything, then check if it is allowed or denied. Then again, and it will encrypt this packet, it encrypted. Then there will be one more session between Google and firewall. So traffic is coming to firewall, firewall is decrypting it, again encrypting it, and again it is going to Google. Same, Google will send some packet, firewall will again decrypt this, then check everything, then again encrypt it and send it to client. So there are two sessions now, and firewall is acting as a man in the middle. Or you can call it a proxy also. So firewall is acting as a proxy between a client and Google. So whatever is happening between a firewall and Google, between a client and Google firewall able to read everything on your network. So this is the requirement of our SSL inspection. Now we'll understand how actually we can do SSL inspection and what is the requirement. See, the very basic requirement of SSL inspection is CA certificate. And there are two types of SSL inspection. One is LAN to WAN. This is like a LAN user accessing WAN internet traffic. Then again one more requirement is WAN to DMZ. This is like suppose you have any DMZ server or any web facing server, public facing server, and you want to secure that server with any DDoS attack, any vulnerabilities. The time we do SSL inspection. So for this, see, for LAN to WAN you can have your local certificate, okay, local CA server. But for WAN to DMZ, I suggest you should have any DigiCert certificate or GoDaddy cert. You can purchase a certificate from GoDaddy and install that, because it is every public is accessing, and you cannot see whenever if you don't have this certificate installed, whatever certificate you are binding, that certificate is not installed in your browser, every time you will get some error. Okay, so for WAN users, suppose you have a clients, you have one website. 1 minute. Just hold on. Suppose you have one server, it is behind your firewall, and firewall is connected to internet. This is your suppose whatever it is, you are the owner of some e-commerce website or some web application or something you have which is public facing or gaming server, and client is throughout the world. Suppose one client is from India, one client is from USA, one client is from UK or from India also, so from different states or whatever, it is a internet clients. So whatever certificate you are installing in this firewall, you cannot give this certificate to every user in the world. So if you have a GoDaddy cert or DigiCert, users will not get a certificate error, and you can do a SSL inspection to check what users are accessing. Clear? Okay, so we were about 1 minute here. Okay, so we need one CA certificate, then we have LAN to WAN, then another is WAN to LAN, WAN to DMZ. Then very important thing is, whenever you do SSL inspection and you want to control a traffic, if you just want to monitor what is happening, what traffic is going, you don't need to apply any security profiles. But if you want to control what user should access, what malwares we need to block and all, it is very important to apply security profiles. Security profiles to firewall rules. Okay. Okay. Now we'll move to a practical. In our practical steps, I already have everything ready. I'm using a Fortigate Firewall. XCA software for CS certificate. See, in our practical, we can only do LAN to WAN because we don't have any public facing server or anything in our lab. Okay. Then we will do two scenarios. Post blocking on LinkedIn. Say in this scenario, user will able to open LinkedIn, but he cannot post. Okay, and one more thing, YouTube video play. In this scenario, user will be able to open YouTube, but he cannot play any video. Okay. Okay, then I'll show you now how we did this. Just give me 2 minutes. And one more thing, if you want to do SSL inspection, your firewall should have all the licenses in your firewall. Okay. So I am using a virtual firewall. I hope you are able to see this. See, if you go onto SSL inspection, I created one test SSL. Click on this. If you see this SSL cert, I just created a certificate with a XCA software. Just go to subject, you will see what all details I gave here. So you can just install the certificate here, and as of now I am doing I am not using this policy. I am using custom deep inspection, and I am doing full inspection, where you see I have this SSL cert. When you have full inspection, you can inspect that whatever ports you want to inspect. I want to inspect all ports, I gave this, or else you can see HTTP, this port I want to inspect, which is web traffic, SMTP, POP3, if you want to inspect FTP, DNS, and suppose in your organization you don't want to inspect any banking traffic of your users due to some privacy issues or something, you can exempt that traffics, and some websites you can exempt if you want. Okay, and what result should be there, like if invalid SSL certificate, expired certificate, block this connection, whatever you want, like you can do this and log all SSL traffic. Okay. Okay, after you create this SSL policy, just go to policies and object. Just created one. Before this, we need to apply application control traffic. As of now, I created one application where I gave 2 to 3 requirements. If you want to apply any other application post, just click here with a name, something like Google. Let's say Google Drive, something will come. Gmail chat, if you don't want to allow Gmail chat, Google Drive should be there. Google Drive. If you don't want file download, file upload, I don't want Google Drive file upload. Okay, so if you see Google Drive file upload, it is block. YouTube video play block. This is how you can calculate anything. You can configure anything. Then go to policies and object, firewall policies, LAN and WAN. You remember we created one SSL inspection policy, right? Which we need to allow do here. Okay, we need to select here SSL inspection. If you want to mirror all traffic to one, whatever it is, like you have analyzer or something, you want to mirror all traffic, you can do it. Or you don't want, as of now we are not doing this, and we did application control. I selected here, and the rest all malware and all I am selecting default, because in this scenario we are going to check only application control with SSL inspection. Okay, once we do this policy, I'll show you. We'll log in into a test PC and we'll check how this is done. Okay, so let's log in into this. See, I already have my certificate installed in my PC. Let me show you where it is. You remember the name SSL cert. Go to settings, certificate, security, manage device certificates, trusted root certificate authority. Select SSL roots here. It was installed yesterday. Okay, so now let's see. See, we had three scenarios here. What was our scenarios? 1 minute. One scenario, post block. Second scenario, YouTube video play. The third scenario is LinkedIn file upload block. It is actually Google Drive upload. Okay, first we'll see YouTube video play. Okay, YouTube should open, but video play should not work. Before that, I'll show you what certificate it is taking. See, connection is secure, certificate validation. If you see, it is taking our certificate now. It is not taking YouTube certificate. One certificate is our. If you see normal scenarios, I'll show you in normal PC, not decrypted PC. This is just a normal PC. Just observe the certificate here. This is not our certificate. It is issued by some different vendor. Okay, so let's go back to our PC. Okay, so now I want to play something. Data modeling. Let's see. The video is not playing now, right? Now let's see what is happening in our firewall. See, logs and report, system events, security events, logs. We are doing with application control, right? If you see, YouTube video play is blocked. Okay, let me show you in different PC. 1 minute. It is not clear. See, logs and reports, security events, logs. application control. YouTube video play is blocked. Let's see what is happening in SSL inspection. SSL, we don't have any VPN, will not see anything. This is what Google service is allowed, but YouTube is blocked because of SSL inspection. If we don't have SSL inspection happening in our firewall, let's see what is happening. YouTube video will be allowed or denied. Just a minute, hold on. Yeah, so you see, YouTube is allowed, but YouTube video play is blocked. So similarly, we'll check. We have another scenario, right? Security profiles, application control. What was our another scenario? LinkedIn file upload. Okay, let's see if we can upload anything on LinkedIn. Not on this PC, it is another computer. Yeah, we should open a LinkedIn first. We are able to open a LinkedIn. Let's upload something over LinkedIn. We will upload any document. I don't have any image in this computer. Add a document. Choose a file. See, something went wrong and remove and try again. Okay. Let's again see what happens on our firewall. Go to logs and reports, security events, logs and reports, application control. You should get something here now in some time. LinkedIn file upload. You will see everything like what was the username, everything you will get to know here. Fortigate syllabus, what type of file he was trying to upload. Everything you will try to understand via SSL inspection. Okay, so that's all we have in SSL inspection. Thank you everyone.